Alrighty, YouTubers, you guys have trouble finding the perfect cook set for your needs? Well, I do too. And I'm going to show you the cook set that I always end up coming back to. And then we're going to show you this new one that I just got that we're going to try out. And ultimately probably end up going back to this one anyway. Alrighty guys, this is the cook set that I always find myself coming back to. And I have a few sets, you know, a half a dozen, maybe more. And this is the Keith Titanium cook set. And I'll show you why I keep coming back to this guy. So what you've got here is a 3-piece set. You've got the lid, which doubles as a pan. And you've got 2 pots. And I really like this because of all the room you have inside of here. You can store your stove, fuel, lighter materials, stuff to start a fire. You can put all that inside of these pots. They're titanium, they're really lightweight. And then you get 2 pots in a pan. And this pan will act as a lid on either of these pots. Just like that. And I really enjoy these. The reason I keep coming back to these is because of the versatility. The lid, I can fry something up on here if I want. If I have some vegetables or a fish you catch or whatever you want to fry up on here, you can definitely do that. And then you have 2 pots. Now, if you're not using bags, freeze-dried meal bags, and eating out of the bags, it's nice to have 1 pot to put food in and cook food in, and then 1 pot to do your drinks. That way you're not getting the food flavor inside of your drinks. At least that's what I've noticed. It's been a little better. Or if you want to cook more of a meal, you've got 2 pots, three basically cooking pots and pans, different ones that you can cook, simultaneously and cook all at the same time. You've got just each have these fold-up handles with this little rubber on them. They're super basic. Now these are the ones that I always keep coming back to. They all just go together like that. You can put your stove inside, and you can even fit tea and coffee in here. I usually pack this with some tea or coffee with my stove or whatever I'm using for a stove. A lot of times I'm using an alcohol stove, and that can all fit in there. Everything except the alcohol usually, depending on what I got. And they all just fit really nice together in this little set. And then the carry case, it is a very small carry case, but it does fit. And you kind of have to use it if you want to keep this set together, because nothing clicks together or secures together. So you're using the case to hold your pans together, pots and pans together. It all fits in there really nice. And then if you even want to, you can stuff some items along the mesh on the inside of here. Sometimes I'll do like a pot stand for my alcohol stove. Whatever it may be, whatever you can fit extra inside of this case. Just like that. And you've got the whole set there now together. But this pot stand's really cool because it's just titanium. I don't even remember where this came from. I know I bought it from my buddy, but I don't know who made this originally, and I'm guessing they probably don't make these anymore. Then you put fits the Trangia perfectly. You put that inside. And then you put whatever pot or pan you have over the top. And then you undo this windscreen. And wrap it around just like that. And you have a fairly lightweight alcohol stove setup. This is really good if you want to go really lightweight and let's say it's really cold out, or you just want to use alcohol stove for some reason. So I really, really like that setup. And it all fits together in the bag and in the pot. Like I could put it all in here. If you get a smaller alcohol bottle, you could fit an alcohol bottle in there too. And I've used this so many times. This windscreen hasn't torn on me or broken, ripped. And like I said, I don't even know where to get these at, but really good lightweight option for alcohol stove. This thing isn't that big. Here's a Yeti coffee mug for size comparison. But, so that being said, I always go back to this thing. I did get something that I want to try out, and it just came, so let's take a look at that. So here it is, just got this in the mail. Been wanting to try this out for quite some time, and finally just pulled the trigger on it. So I went ahead and picked this up. I also got this just for funsies. I accidentally ordered two, so someone's getting a Christmas present or a birthday present. Let's take a look at this thing. So we've got a lid. Got the bottle. I wasn't sure how big this bottle was going to be. You've got the cup. And it even comes with a little twig stove. So you can boil water in either the cup or the bottle, and you make your little fire inside of the twig stove, which we will be testing this out for sure. Like so. And then it all nests together. Oh yeah, and then of course that goes on there. It actually fits pretty good. So my idea was this, and look at the lid, it fits on there pretty snug. Not going anywhere. So my idea was this, with this was to replace my old cook set. Carry this around, especially if you're just doing freeze-dried meals. All you really need is boil water, pour it in the bag, and then you can drink coffee out of this, and then you have your there you go. And it nests all together like this. You can put this in your water bottle pouch, and you've got your cup, drink, stove. All in one. The only thing you got to worry about is this lid, which you can tuck anywhere. You could put it under the bottom of your pouch or something. That's the only odd thing about this nesting setup, is you gotta find something to do with the lid, but that is not a big deal. So yeah, I'm gonna run this as my primary for a while. I'll take my stove and my water bottle out of my pack and just carry this, and we're gonna really see how well it works. Whether or not I use that stove, if I use the stove or not, I'm not too sure about that. We're gonna take a look at that really quick and see what it looks like. Maybe try boiling a cup of water here. It's also worth noting that this does have measurements on the inside. Looks like it goes up from 16 to 25 ounces. And then there's a couple milliliter measurements. So it's better than not having them. Right off the bat, I'm noticing this is very small. It's a very, very small opening to work with. Alrighty, well I lit it up for a second. It actually seemed like it was working really well. It's really dry around here though, so I dumped water on it and put it out. We're just going to have to wait till it's not so dry to use this little twig stove, but from what I've seen it worked alright. It just started. Now the big downside I see to this setup versus what I had going on is now I won't be able to store things inside of my kit, especially if I am traveling with water in this. So yeah, I won't have to carry a canteen and a cook set, but now I have to find somewhere to put this stuff. So I'm going to have to put together a kit bag with all of this stuff in it. And realistically, if I'm not using that, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I always come back to this. It's just hard for me to find something as convenient. You know what I mean? So ultimately, I'm trading these for this. So I don't have to carry a whole nother water container at all. And I don't have to carry this. But if I want to use something to boil the water with, I'm now carrying this instead, which would have been everything I would be carrying in the other one, but more, which was probably making it heavier. This together is probably heavier than this together, but then I'm also carrying a full water bottle with this. But ultimately, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it out. So let's just say I'm using fire to cook and boil everything. This would probably be the best option because this is a stove, a cup, and a water bottle, and then I can cook everything with what is right here. And then when there are instances where I can't use a fire and I have to use a stove of some sort, I will probably be going back to this. Because there's no reason if I can't have a fire to carry this at all. But ultimately it's going to matter on what time of year it is and where exactly you are, what you're going to be using. So that's what I mean by it's really hard for me to find a perfect setup for me. That's why this has always been my fallback. No matter what I do, I always come back to this guy. I really love this thing. I'll link it down in the bottom if you guys are interested. This is the Keith Titanium cook set. Who knows, I might not like this at all and just continue using this guy just because of how versatile this is. It doesn't matter what kind of fuel I'm using, I can make this work and make it all fit inside of this package. But that being said, I really like the idea of this, really going to try it out. Well, that's going to wrap up this unboxing, guys. So what we're going to do is really get these to use, make these my primary for a while, and after a lot of use and testing, we will report our findings. As soon as the fall comes, I'll be able to start camping and having fires and stuff like that more often. So comment below, what is your perfect cook set? Like, what is your dream cook set? Like, what is it that you look for? What is your ideal cook set that you like to bring with you when you're hiking, camping, backpacking, and stuff like that? And let me know what you think about Pathfinder and their products. So, yep, like, subscribe, leave one of those comments down below, and we'll see you on the next one.